Glücklich bis ans Ende seiner Tage lebt man nur in Märchen. Aber in der echten Welt kann selbst ein sprechender Teddybär seine Freundin heiraten.
Hiermit erkläre ich euch zu Teddybär und Frau. Du darfst den Bär jetzt küssen.
Was mal wieder beweist, dass in Amerika jeder Scheiß erlaubt ist.
Do you know, in Germany we have two different dubbed versions of the first Ted movie.
Really?
There's one where Ted speaks Bavarian and another one where Ted speaks in a Berlin accent.
Oh yeah, you know, I did hear that.
Ja, sie hat es kapiert. Sie schneidet. Die steht auf mir no more.
Is it called Ted, der Außerfriesische, ein Heimatfilm?
Mach da keine Gedanken deswegen. Ich bin clean.
Do you think that would work for an American audience if you like put them with different accents?
I don't think it would work because the whole point of Ted and John for American audiences is that they're of this very specific region that has probably the worst accent in any part of America.
Pass auf, ich sag ja bloß, dass die Weiber in Boston alle in allem einfach blasser und hässlicher sind als die Weiber im ganzen Universum.
So how happy were you that you could go back to Ted and John?
Es geht los. Donnerpartys fürs Leben.
You know, these were two characters that were very easy to write for. They're characters that had a relationship that worked really well, that audiences responded to. People like seeing John and Ted together. It's sort of a classic Hope and Crosby.
When two guys pull together, it's teamwork.
You know, Abbott and Costello buddy comedy kind of thing.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Have you got a first baseman on first?
Certainly.
Then who's playing first?
Absolutely.
So it's just a matter of what story do you want to tell, and there are 1,000 stories that you can tell when you're character based.
Hier ist alles voller Pornos.
Tut mir leid, ich wollte schon längst ein paar löschen.
Die sind sogar kategorisiert. Arschlecken im Uhrzeigersinn, Arschlecken gegen den Uhrzeigersinn.
Immer nur die eine Richtung ist auf Dauer voll öde.
Chicks mit Schwänzen.
Ich weiß, oh Gott, ich weiß, ich bin halt krank, okay? Ich brauche Hilfe.
Es gibt keine Chicks mit Schwänzen, nur Kerle mit Titten.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we just picked up right where we left off, you know. Seth and I are very familiar with these characters in this world. And it was a lot of fun.
Bist du bereit? Oh, scheiße, ja.
Es geht los.
Okay, kann losgehen. Jetzt geht's vor Gericht. Ihr scheiß Anwälte. Immer wenn Johnny und ich euch zugucken, sind wir high.
So is it like riding a bike, just clicking in your head and...
Yeah. That's, why couldn't golf be like that? Even if you haven't played for 4 months and then you just pick up and right where you left off, it's just, you have to start over.
Nimm das, du Schwanzlutscher! Oh. Ich sag ja, Sport ist für den Arsch, das hast du jetzt davon!
But, no, it was actually a little bit easier this time because, you know, we had, you know, the first one was kind of like learning on the job training, and this one we kind of knew what to do to avoid mistakes and kind of streamline things, so.
I was so excited to come back. Especially because there's so much more for me to do in this one. There's so much more to explore. There's so many different levels of emotion that I go through. So I was super excited.
Oh nein, Teddy, hier steht, wenn wir ein Baby haben wollen, dann musst du vor Gericht beweisen, dass du eine Person bist.
Das ist ein Albtraum.
Wir müssen uns wehren. Wir holen uns einen Anwalt und klagen deine scheiß Bürgerrechte ein.
So, Amanda, you're the new girl with the Thunder Buddies.
Oh mein Gott, dann sind Sie Sam L. Jackson.
Das ist der Hammer. Sie heißen wie Sam L. Jackson.
Wer ist das?
Haben Sie jemals irgendeinen Film gesehen? Er ist der Schwarze.
How was it for you to be part of this boys club?
You know, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Ich will keine Anwältin, die beim Eröffnungsplädoyer Lieder aus Die Eiskönigin singt. Wir danken Ihnen für Ihre Zeit, aber ich glaube, wir werden uns jetzt besser ganz schnell hinsetzen und dann geht's los.
Wir vertrauen Ihnen blind.
Ja, wir glauben, Sie sind genau die Richtige.
My character kind of puts them in their place in a different way than they're used to, and I think it really works for them. She's a fellow stoner. Hey, die Sorte ist ganz neu, die heißt, helft mir nach Hause zu kommen.
Hey Leute, ich habe hier ein kleines Problem.
Was ist denn los?
Könnt ihr mir helfen, nach Hause zu kommen?
It was fun. I mean, I gotta say, it's interesting when we were rehearsing, Seth and Mark and I would be sitting together and I'd be waiting for like Ted to show up. I was just like, I felt like something was missing. He's like, oh, you want to start reading it? The scene? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, sorry, that's right. And all the scenes were in the car, on the road trip, I pictured the three of us sitting there, but it was just Mark and me. and nothing. And I was just, oh my God, it's so weird. It's such a weird, it didn't feel like a threesome. It felt like a twosome.
Scheiße, was ist los?
How thrilled was Amanda when you put that Gollum joke in?
Sie haben ihn uns gestohlen, meinen Schatz.
She's just fantastic, and I had worked with her on A Million Ways to Die in the West, and there was a similar joke in that movie as well. So we had already crossed that line with her. But she, you know, she's smart enough to know too that by being cool and loose about that kind of stuff, it just makes her that much more likable.
Seth is, he's a good friend. I feel comfortable around him. We have a very similar sense of humor. Very similar, and he makes it easy. He's a very low-key director. He gives me too much freedom, which I don't love. I love to be directed, but it's because he trusts me, and that feels nice too.
Ted, glauben Sie, Sie haben eine Seele?
Klar. What did you think I would do at this moment?
Einspruch.
Abgewiesen.
Would you be back for a third movie?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Do you have any kind of idea what you would like to be that movie?
Oh man, I guess.
A lot of small Teds.
Yeah, kids. We'd all have kids.
Okay.
Ted would have a kid, and Ted and Tammy Lynn would be dealing with that, and Ted as a father, John as a father. I think it's just a new installment in their life. It's just as life progresses, I think it would be interesting. I think there's a lot of story there.
Sei vorsichtig damit, ja?
Schon gut, ist nicht geladen. Toll, jetzt ist meine scheiß Nase abgegangen.